So, a little bit more practice today with locating rational numbers. Remember, today's objective is being able to locate positive rational numbers on a number line. Remember, rational numbers just mean numbers that can fit on a number line. So, 0 and all the counting numbers, those are whole numbers, and fractions and decimals are all rational numbers. Remember, a fraction has two parts. It has the numerator, or the number on top, and the denominator, or the number on the bottom. The denominator represents how many total parts there are in the thing that we're talking about. And the numerator represents how many pieces out of that whole thing we have. So in this case, we have 2/5, or 2 out of 5 pieces. Okay, so when we talk about a decimal is another way to express part of a whole. The difference is this is based on a system of tens. So I can take this fraction, 2/5, and change it into a decimal by using division. All I'm doing is dividing the denominator into the numerator. 5 goes into 2, well, 0 times, as we know. I need another place here, so I'm going to place a decimal point. 2.0, it has the same value as 2, so I'm not changing anything. 5 goes into 20. Now I'm looking at this whole number 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and I've got no remainder. 4/10 is the same as 2/5. It's important to remember that any fraction represents a division problem. So 10/4, if you think about what 10/4 is, here I have 3 whole things divided up into fourths. If I have 10/4, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 2.5 things. And I can also express that using division. So 4 goes into 10. Remember, my denominator divides into my numerator. Goes in 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. I need that decimal. I'm going to bring this 0 down. 4 goes into 20. 5 times. So my picture shows that I have 2.5 things. My division shows 2.5, or 2 5/10. It's also important to remember how to order decimals. So you probably learned this strategy in previous grades, but when I have some decimals that I'm trying to decide which one is bigger than the other, I'm comparing them, I can line them up vertically. And I can determine which one has the greatest value by looking at the places. So in this example, all my whole numbers are 2. So we can't determine which is greater based on that. Next, I'm going to look at the tenths. And I can see that this number has a 5 in the tenths place, and these have zeros. So automatically I know this is the largest one. Then I'm going to continue comparing. I'm going to look at the hundredths place. And in the hundredths place, I have a 5 in 2 5/100ths. And in this one, I have a 0. So I know that this is the next biggest. So we've got biggest, next biggest. And then I could fill in zeros here if I needed to. And I can see that this number has a 5 in the thousandths place, 2 5/1000ths. So that would be the smallest number. All right, consider this your fraction and decimal review for the day. Let me know if you have any questions.